Rhea Ripley haters, I got some bad news for you in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about because Rhea Ripley, yes, she has suffered a major setback. And yes, it is heartbreaking to kind of wrap your head around everything, right? Because as a Rhea Ripley supporter, as a Rhea Ripley fan, I've followed her career. I've followed her life. I've followed the journey in which she has been on in WWE, from her start to NXT UK to NXT to the main roster, from going from just trying to find herself, changing her look completely, her gimmick completely. You have to give her a lot of credit for the dedication in which she has with her craft, the dedication in which she has with her career. Then going to NXT, catching fire with that fan base in Orlando, Florida, and then being able to get through the Charlotte Flair 2020 debacle. And that's what it was. The fact that they put her in the ring and they had her lose at WrestleMania to Charlotte Flair, who did not need to win the NXT women's title, was laughable. That shows you the creative vision, the creative direction in which Vince McMahon had for Rhea Ripley, right? And I understand that he signed off on her joining Judgment Day, but at the end of the day, she had to go through a lot of adversity to even get to that point. And yes, adversity will help you. Yes, adversity will build you into who you are and who you become. But there's a lot of adversity that Rhea Ripley faced in her WWE career under the creative leadership of Vince McMahon that was just simply unnecessary. Having her lose to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania in 2020, that was one of them. And you can kind of go down the list. And seeing her transition and seeing her journey is remarkable. And I want to get back to that in a minute. But in today's video, of course, Rhea Ripley is devastated. She is on the sidelines. And just like Rhea Ripley, well, Rhea Ripley fans, they're also devastated because Rhea Ripley had to vacate the WWE Women's World Championship in the opening segment of a recent episode of Monday Night Raw, only to be taunted by Liv Morgan. Now look, she suffered a shoulder injury during a brawl segment on the April 8th episode of Monday Night Raw when Morgan attacked her, right? This was part of Morgan's revenge tour storyline after being put on the sidelines last year at the hands of Rhea Ripley, and then returning at the Royal Rumble in January, and then missing WrestleMania. Now, we know that Rhea Ripley, she's going to be out for at least 4 months if she doesn't get surgery for a AC joint sprain, right? If she doesn't get surgery, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks before she gets mobility and then 3 months to get back into action. It could be longer if she gets surgery. That's not the point, regardless of whether or not she gets it. Here's the bad news for Rhea Ripley haters. So I was on WWE Shop, and I was looking at the top merchandise sellers, and there was a very interesting stat that stood out to me. There was 2 of them, and I wanted to share it in this video because I think it gives credence to my belief of the support in which Rhea Ripley has with the WWE fan base. So if you look, and I'll include a screenshot here, if you look at the top earners, we have Rey Mysterio, we have Jey Uso, we have The Rock, we have CM Punk, we have Cody Rhodes, right? We have Bray Wyatt. Those are the top earners. Oh, yep, you're right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Rhea Ripley is in the top 15. She's in the top 15 best merch sellers in WWE. Okay? Think about that. Think about this. Rhea Ripley is the top female earner for merchandise sales in all of WWE. You're outbeating Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Naomi, Jade Cargill, right? That is a list. That is impressive. She's outselling Randy Orton and John Cena and Kevin Owens and LA Knight and Roman Reigns. The second highest merch seller for a female star, ironically, is Rhea Ripley, because she has a zip hoodie. She's outdrawing Eddie Guerrero. Like, just incredible. Now, I understand that some of you will say, well, that's because of the support in which she's getting right now because she's injured. Yes, it is. But ironically, she has been the top merch seller among the women in WWE for the last few months. This just goes to credence. Now, I got even more bad news for haters out there. When Rhea Ripley returns to WWE television, do you expect her to be a heel? Nope, I don't. You shouldn't either. Based off of logic, based on the fact of, look, you had a star taken away in the middle of a mega run, losing her championship due to injury, something out of her control. She's going to return for a feud with someone. That would tell you she's going to be a babyface. On top of it, they've already turned Liv Morgan heel, who, by the way, is doing an exceptional job at that. So you have Morgan as a heel, you have Rhea as a babyface. This is going to be a money feud. This is going to be a feud in which I cannot wait to see what they do with this, because as I talked about this in a previous video, as it's been reported in the past, the WWE, they were just going to do a one-off between these two stars. We were just going to have Morgan challenge for the title. They can build on that, year storyline of, hey, Rhea put her out of action, and then Rhea just beats her. No big deal, right? 1, 2, 3. Probably going to do it at Backlash France in May. But because of this injury, it now allows WWE to do such a great thing, which is they're going to be able to build upon this feud. They're going to be able to build upon the story arc of this feud, and they can drag it out. And now we get to build to the Rhea Ripley return, and we get to build to the promos and the attacks, and then the match. And then you can get another match out of that. Maybe even 3 matches if you really, really wanted to, right? You could have Morgan, since she's a heel. She'll be the champion most likely. You have her, do a DQ or a no contest or cheat to win, right? Any way that Morgan retains the title or doesn't get beat clean, and Rhea still has to get her revenge, that builds to a rematch. You have Rhea win that, and then you do a stip, a blow off, and call it a day. There's a lot of good stuff in this feud, and a lot of good stuff that I cannot wait to see.